Who's coming out? Ew. Like, ew, old man dancing with his wife. Ew.
Hey, I didn't get glasses.
Oh yeah, you
What?
wear glasses?
Yeah, in 2018.
In the video we saw
Yes.
yesterday.
So I had eye surgery this past summer. So they have what's called LASIK, right?
Yeah.
Which is real easy.
Doesn't that mess up your eyes?
I didn't get LASIK because of boxing. I had injured my cornea. They had to pull up.
What did you do?
I was a professional boxer. Did you all not know that?
No, I thought you never
Wait,
knew that.
were you on TV?
Yes.
Balance point. You never did your.
Did you really not know that I was a professional
I
boxer?
knew you were a boxer, but not professional.
Yes, I was.
Guys, he did tell us.
No. I was 5-0. I fought at 135, 140, and 147 pounds. Like,
Whoa.
yeah, like I was a legitimate.
Did you get? Do they make good money? I always wondered that.
I made decent money, but only because my promoter was Tom DeBella, who was out of New York. He flew me down to Florida all the time to fight guys and said, "Hey, listen, you're supposed to lose. Not you're going to lose. Take a dive,
Yeah.
but I'm bringing up this 19-year-old kid from Cuba. He's better than you. Good luck." Well, no, I don't want to go lose. Like, my undefeated record mattered. So my last fight, I made about $12,000, but after paying it off to everybody, it was like $7,000. So, but I got to fight a bunch of guys and then hurt myself. And
Do you just get it like that much money for each fight?
that was my so the first fight I made like $1,000, but my last fight was a big fight. I fought in front of about like 15,000 people.
And you were on TV?
I was. Yes.
Wait,
What's your question? Okay,
First wants to see your like balance point.
later. Let's do this and then yes.
Because it would
Okay.
help her comprehend.
I'm sure. It's on video. She can watch it. Okay, here we go. So listen, you need to know how to combine like terms. You need to know how to combine them. Notice when we combine like terms or do distributing, there is no inverse operations, and that's important. I have 3x's plus 5x's. That leaves me with 8x's. We did nothing to the -9. It just comes down. That's it. Okay? Over here, we know that we're going to be distributing when there's parentheses and something right up against the parenthesis. Okay? So if I ever ask, hey, do I need to distribute? You're going to say, yeah. How do you know? Well, there's parentheses, and there's something right up against it. So now I'm taking the 4 to the 3x, the 4 to the -7. 4 times 3x is 12x. 4 times -7 is -28. Now, this is the part that we miss. Okay, on your quizzes, 4 times the -7. That's how I get my -28. Questions on 1 and 2. Question 3, we're just combining them. Okay? So first things first, do I need to distribute?
Yes.
How do I know?
Because it's next to a parenthesis.
Yeah, there's parentheses with something smack dab up against it. Notice I don't just do the 2. I have the 2 and the negative. Am I distributing this 3x?
No.
So it just comes straight down. Then I'm taking the -2 to the positive 5x. That's -10x. Notice we're multiplying. You've seen me put those dots. A lot of us try to add. Then we have a -2 multiplied by a -8 is positive 16. Now we're not done yet. Okay? So now we have our x's that we have to combine. 3x's minus 10x's is -7x. We did not touch the 16. It comes down. What questions do we have here? Okay.
So are these the problems that are going to be on the
Quiz?
Yeah.
No.
one?
This is a review.
Okay.
Because you're going to have some of this for the equations. I'm going to put this on video. These are the steps to solve 99.9% of equations. Do not lose this. Okay? If you can read these steps, and listen, have this out, because I'm going to be saying, what's step 1, what's step 2, what's step 3. You need these steps. Eventually, it might be beneficial to put an example or two on this sheet. One second. Today, we're just going to solve equations with variables on one side. Next week, we are going to start solving with variables on both sides. Yes, Marissa?
Can I take my test?
At the end, yes. Okay, so everybody has something? We're ready to copy down notes well, because what I'm realizing is, as we take the quizzes and tests, some of y'all are not using your notes to your fullest advantage. Like, I'm doing some of the problems in your notes, and then you guys are like, I don't know how to do this. Make sure you're taking good, solid notes. We are going to do 4, maybe 5 examples today. We're following those steps. Example 1, here we go. 3x plus 4 minus x equals 12.
Do we write this on here?
I wouldn't yet. I would choose 1 or 2 to put on there eventually. But right now, why don't we just see what happens? Okay? So there's the equation. What does step 1 say on your paper?
Find the balance point.
Find the balance point. Here's step 1. Pop, 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 pop. There's step 1. Okay? Step 2. Somebody else. You're just reading it off that paper. What does step 2 say for me, Riley?
Distribute
Go ahead, Maris. Go ahead. You're good.
only if needed.
Distribute only if needed. Do I need to distribute anywhere in this problem?
No.
Why not? What's not there?
Parentheses.
There's no parentheses, so I don't need to distribute. Okay, we're done with step 1 and 2. Love it. What does step 3 say?
Combine like terms on the same side, only if needed.
And then what does it say underneath?
By doing what the operations say. Do not use inverse operations.
Do not use inverse operations. So the step says combine like terms on the same side. So I'm covering up one side. Riley, I'm going to call on you. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Riley, what are my like terms that I have right there?
3x.
And?
Negative x.
Very good. 3x and negative x. Okay. So notice how I'm still covering this up. This is one side. It says specifically, do not use inverse operations. How many x's do I have right there, Riley? Do you know? In this negative, yeah, negative 1x. So I have 3x minus 1x. If I have 3 x's and I take away 1x, how many x's do I have? 2x. I did not touch the 4, it comes down.
Wait, isn't it negative?
3x minus 1. What's 3 minus 1? Okay. Equals 12. That was step 3. That's combining like terms on the same side. It's very specific. Like, listen, I'm going to read it again. It says combine like terms on the same side, only if needed, by doing what the operations say. Do not use inverse operations. When we're on the same side, we don't use the inverse operations. But now let's jump down to step 4. Somebody read step 4 to me. Go ahead, just read it.
Combine variables on opposite sides using inverse operations.
Okay, there's an x over here. Is there an x over here?
No.
Okay, we're done with step 4. What's step 5 say?
Combine constants on opposite sides using inverse operations.
Oh, now we're using inverses. Combine constants. The goal is to get x by itself. We need to move this positive 4. Notice, not only does it say combine constants on opposite sides using inverse operations, in parentheses, what does it say?
Addition.
Addition or subtraction. So we're only going to add or subtract. How do I move a positive 4? What's the inverse of plus 4?
Subtraction.
Subtracting 4 on both sides. 4 minus 4 is 0. 2x comes down. 12 minus 4 is 8. That was step 5. So really we've done step 1, 3, and 5. The last step says isolate the variable using inverse operations. And in parentheses it says multiplication or division. So we're not adding or subtracting. It says specifically multiply or divide. What do I have to do?
Divide 2.
Divide both sides by 2. That leaves me x equals 4. And that's step 6. Okay? If you can read the rules, it outlines it for you. Do this first. Do this next. I tried to be as explicit as possible so you can't be like, oh, well, here's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to start combining like terms. No. If it says distribute first, distribute first. Can we try another one, ladies? Yeah? Let's go. 3 times x minus 5 is equal to 15. Okay? A little bit different. A little bit different. I'm going to go over. There are 6 steps. There's 6 of you. I'll give you guys the choice. Do you want me to start over there or do you want to start over here?
Start over here.
Okay. Riley, step 1. What is it?
Find the balance point.
The balance point's always where? At the
The
At the equal sign, very good. There's step 1. Done. Olivia, what's step 2?
Distribute only if needed.
Do we need to distribute? How do you know?
Parentheses.
Yep, and something smack dab in there. You ready? So we're going to do this together. So I'm going to take the 3, I multiply it to the x. What does 3 times x give me? 3x, good. Take the 3 to the negative 5. We're multiplying. What's 3 multiplied by negative 5?
15.
What kind of 15?
Negative 15.
There it is. Equals 15. Okay, that was step 2. Cool. Okay, step 3, Marissa, what's it say?
Combine like terms on the same side only if needed.
Okay, so let's look at this side. Here's 15.
Yes.
Is there anything to combine over there?
Nope.
Okay. This side, can I combine my x's and my 15? Nope, we're done with step 3. Maris, step 4, what's it say?
Combine variables on opposite
Okay.
sides using inverse operations.
Here's an x. Are there any x's over here?
No.
Nope, done with step 4. Holly, step 5.
Combine constant opposite sides using inverse operation.
Okay, so this is an important one, Holly. Am I going to move the negative 15 to this side, or am I moving this 15 this way?
The negative 15.
Yeah, so we want x by itself. What's the opposite of minus 15?
Add 15.
Add 15 to both sides. Negative 15 plus 15 is 0. The reason we're doing that is we're trying to get x by itself. Equals 30. Okay, last but not least, Isabel, that was step 5, by the way. Bless you. Isabel, go for
I'll
it.
think you guys.
You divide.
No, what does step 6 say?
Isolate the variable by using the inverse operations.
And then what do I do?
You divide the 3x.
Yep, by
3.
by 3. That leaves me x equals 10. And that's step 6. So we use step 1, 2, 5, and 6. There was no step 3 and 4. How are we doing so far? I mean, we're really following the directions that I've printed off for you. Don't lose them. Do you see how clear these directions are? Like, I mean, hopefully this is making it pretty easy. If not, say, hey, Mr. H, I don't understand this step. Right now, you're not going to use step 4 at all until next week. I'm not going to give you variables on both sides. You're not going to need step 4 yet. May I erase this one?
Yes.
See.
It's not Spanish, Julia.
Is it English?
Okay, here we go.
English. The country's English.
I'm going to give you guys a minute to start on your own on this one. Okay. So I'd like you guys to try on your own to at least get started. Read the directions on that sheet. Read each step, step by step by step. See where you're starting to get confused. Okay, most of us got off to the right start. Let's take a look. Here we go. So step 1, and I'm going to kind of read them because I have them memorized. I've been using them for 18 years. Step 1, find the balance point. Step 2, distribute if needed. Well, there's parentheses, so Mr. H, we need to. We're going to take the number smack dab in front of the parenthesis and its sign and multiply it. That's what distribute means. We are multiplying. Mr. H, we didn't touch that 3x, so it comes down. Negative 2 times 5x is negative 10x. Saw that on a bunch of papers. Negative 2 times positive 2 is negative 4. So that's step 2. Step 3 is combine like terms on the same side. Notice I didn't even touch this side yet. I'm only focused here. I have like terms on this side. 3x's minus 10x's, which is negative 7x. Didn't touch the negative 4, it comes down. That was step 3. Now I can bring down this 3. Step 4 is combine variables on opposite sides using inverse operations. X, not going to do step 4 right now. Step 5, combine constants on opposite sides. The constants are the numbers without variables. The goal is to get this x by itself, so we want to move everything away. So I add 4 to both sides. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. Negative 7x comes down equals 7. Now there's a reason why I did this example. Isolate the variable is step 6. So that was step 5. Step 6 says isolate the variable using inverse operations. And in parentheses, it's multiply or divide. At no point does it say add or subtract. It says multiply or divide. Negative 7 times x. So we have to divide both sides by negative 7. This gives me a positive 1x. This gives me a negative 1. What questions did we have there? Let's do one more like that. Let me give you another minute to try it on your own. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. Yeah. Okay.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was confused because it was 7 divided by negative 7, but
You're good?
yeah.
Okay. Don't ever feel bad about asking for questions. I hope that at this point in the year, y'all are starting to realize, nah, this guy, he might be crazy. He might do silly things, but I really care about each and every one of you, and I want you guys to succeed. So if I haven't shown that yet, I'm still working on it. I'm trying every day to prove to you that that's really what I want. Okay. This one, on the other hand, I'm going to try to purposely confuse you. Okay? I'm just going to, the only thing that I'm doing is I'm flipping it. Hold on, don't copy it down yet.
No.
That should work. Okay, so the only thing that looks different is before we had everything on the left side. Now it's all on the right side. That's all. You're still starting by reading the steps. The steps haven't changed. Bless you.
Thank you.
Directly in front of the To both of those, not just one, both of them. Loving what I'm seeing. Let's go about 30 more seconds. Okay, here we go. So, step 1, balance point. Y'all did that fine. There's step 1. Step 2, distribute if needed. It's needed. There's parentheses. I'm taking what's smack dab in front, and I multiply it to both things inside the parentheses. 18 comes straight down, minus 3x, minus 12. Where'd you get 18 and 8? Oh, the 18's there. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 4 is 12, but it's negative times a positive. Combine like terms on the same side. Do not use inverse operations. That's what it says. 18 minus 12 is 6. Minus 3x equals negative 9. Okay, so that was step 1. This was step 2. That was step 3. Step 4 is combine variables on opposite sides. Well, there's not a variable on the opposite side. Not doing that. Step 5 says combine constants using addition or subtraction. Well, I need to move this 6. It's positive, so I do the opposite, which is subtract 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. Negative 3x drops down equals negative 6 minus 6 is negative 15. That's step 5. Step 6 is isolate the variable using inverse operations. On the paper it says multiplication or division. We have to divide both by negative 3. Leaves me x equals positive 5. What questions do you have? Okay, you need to show work. You need to show work. You are doing the odds of 1 through 17. You're doing the odds 1 through 17. It's 9 questions. You still have just about 10 minutes. If you have questions, let me know.
Can I use question?
Yes, ma'am.
1 through what?
1 through 17, the odds. Good luck, y'all.